Gentleman from Kentucky is recognized for 2 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today in support of the creation of the Select Subcommittee on the Weaponization of the federal government. The federal government exists to serve the American people, administer the law impartially, and protect our cherished freedoms enshrined in the Constitution. However, some unelected, unaccountable federal bureaucrats have abused their positions of power. The other side of the aisle likes to talk about, quote, threats of democracy. But they refuse to do any congressional oversight as the federal government weaponized its authority, influence, and power to target American groups and citizens based on their political and ideological views. Just yesterday, we learned that classified documents from Joe Biden's time as vice president were stashed in an unsecure closet. The National Archives knew about these documents several months ago, before the election. But the American people were just informed yesterday thanks to some investigative reporting. Meanwhile, the FBI conducted a raid on former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence for the same violation. Why has President Biden, who has repeatedly kept classified materials in an unsecure location for years, never faced a raid? Is it because we have a two-tier system of justice? The left also continues to push for an expanded IRS, even though the agency has a history of targeting conservative political groups. They push for more audits of middle-class Americans instead of better customer service. In another example, at President Biden's direction, the Department of Homeland Security formed a dystopian disinformation board tasked with policing American speech online. While this board has been disbanded, we continue to learn more almost every day about how the Biden administration pressures big tech to censor and suppress Americans' views online that are contrary to their political narrative. The Biden administration's Justice Department also actively targeted parents concerned about woke curricula in their children's schools and labeled many as domestic terrorists. The American people have made it clear that they want accountability for these abuses.
An additional 30 seconds.
Gentleman is
Thank the gentleman from Oklahoma. We cannot delay accountability any longer. We need to get to work now. We must expose the abuses committed by the unelected, unaccountable federal bureaucracy and enact solutions to prevent similar abuses from happening in the future. I look forward as chairman of the House Oversight Committee to work closely with this new Select Committee, and I